Hello, loved ones. Thank you for joining me today. And if you're new to the channel, then welcome to the family. Today, it is my intent to review Married at First Sight, Season 14, Episode 3. The episode was called Beantown Wedding Throwdown. I didn't get it. Is Beantown, is that a nickname for Boston? I'm not sure, but as always, I would love to hear from you. So if you do know, please shout it out in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think Alyssa should have been scared to spend the night with Chris? I'm sure you'll be surprised about what I think about this twist. So let's get right into the episode. Welcome to Fueled by Intentions, where we talk about faith, family, finances, fitness, and fun. Sponsored by Bynum's Business Solutions, where the right fit is made simple. We specialize in tips, tools, and strategies designed to help you achieve your financial health so that you can take control of how you spend your money so that you can spend more time with your family, friends, and doing the things you love. So let's jump right into the video. So it started off with Steve and Noe's wedding. For the 10th time, they told us that Steve is an adventurous and just completed a 4-month road trip, and that Noe is a hopeless romantic who has traveled the 7 seas to find love. Well, then we did get right into the wedding. I thought it was so cute. Noe's family and friends wanted Steve to know that Noe has an alter ego named Noisy, who is wild, loves to dance, is silly, and wears wigs. Family and culture is hugely important to her, and upbringing is quite unique, so they wanted him to be patient, and that she is a hopeless romantic. Steve's family wanted Noe to know that he loves family and they spent a lot of time together. He is Funkle Steve to his 9 nieces and nephews, and he loves kids. Who wouldn't want to be a Funkle Steve? I think I'm gonna adopt that. What would it be? Funty? I could be the Funty to my nieces and nephews. I think that is so cute that they call him Funkle Steve. He's a spontaneous traveler and takes lots of trips. He's adventurous and keep her spirit open and free, and for her to keep an open mind. So Noe's vows, she said that they were 2 brave souls that have chosen to trust the unknown to fulfill all of their wildest dreams. Happy to finally meet him. And if there's life after this, that she promises to meet him there. And that she hopes that the best is yet to come. Honestly, I really didn't see any real commitments in her vows. Just kind of like that she's excited for the journey. I thought Steve's was similar. His started off with a placeholder of names that his family has used in order to kind of describe who he'd be marrying. He's audacious enough to marry a stranger, which is similar to what she said in her vows. He's going into this with an open heart and an open mind and with the highest approach. And he hopes this will be an adventure that will last a lifetime. I thought they had similar vows focused on bravery, marrying a stranger, and hope for the future. They are then married, and Steve announces that he has a spare ring, which was a ring pop, and I thought that was so cute. I thought that was really a way to break the ice, and I think that Noe took it well. Like, she really enjoyed that, thought it was funny and cute as well. They had a natural chemistry in their one-on-one, and they appeared to be very comfortable with one another. Next, for Noe and Steve, we see them taking pictures, and it was really cute because they bonded over their love for family, and I thought that was great. And I really love that Noe was really interested in knowing people's name instead of just kind of glossing over it. I don't know, I think that when you're filming, you'd be very nervous, the camera's all looking at you, but she seemed like she was really interested to know his family and to know their names. After the pictures, Noe did a wardrobe change, and she dressed in a beautiful traditional Laotian dress. She offered Steve a garment which matched in color with her dress to welcome him to his family, and said it was a customary thing to wear matching colors when they have a celebration. And of course, this was the ultimate celebration. So I thought that was really nice that he graciously accepted to be a part of her tradition. Like, who wouldn't? So, and plus I think that he is a kind soul. So I thought that was really nice, and nice for her to share that with him. I think that reminded me last year of how Bao and Johnny, how they did change clothes and did their traditional tea ceremony with their families. And I really like when they showed Steve telling Noi that he is unemployed. And then her response was, he's unemployed right now, but she feels like it's temporary. So she's really not concerned about it, which I agree, because of how he presented it, how he presents it. It sounds like he could get a job at any time. So I'm really interested to see how this kind of plays off. But I think that his confidence in himself gives you the impression that, hey, if he wanted a job, he could get a job tomorrow. So she didn't seem that worried about it at this time, but we'll see as the season goes on if this is going to become a bigger issue. Then that's all we really saw about Noi and Steve until they took a nightcap. We next see the wedding of Alyssa and Chris. So with Alyssa and Chris, Pastor Cal tells us why the experts matched them. He says they're both direct and honest communicators, seeking a deep connection. And the experts believe that Chris can give Alyssa the security that she needs to thrive as a wife. And for Chris, Alyssa's fun-loving demeanor can help out Chris's goal-oriented lifestyle. I don't know if I've seen a fun-loving demeanor from Alyssa, and I don't know. I don't see that just because they both are honest that should be a reason why they're matched. So I don't think that their justification is warranted in the match of Alyssa and Chris. But we see Chris's pre-wedding thoughts. He says, for the 10th time, we find out that Chris is a serial monogamist who has been in long relationships that never has worked. He feels very confident that this is going to be a great match because he trusts the process. And my question to him is, have you seen Married at First Sight? I don't know if he's seen the show, because currently the failure rate of Married at First Sight is higher than the national average. There has been 13 seasons, 49 marriages, 37 divorces, and only 12 couples who are still married. That's a 24% success rate. So why he is so confident in the Married at First Sight process, I am not sure. He should have done his research. He said he trusts the experts because they've done more research than him, but I don't think so. I think that they really matched Alyssa and Chris because they both have hobbies, even though the hobbies that they have are polar opposite. That's the only thing that I can really see, is that they both like to do hobbies, which I do think a married couple, you should have a hobby, and you should have a hobby outside one another, but I don't think that should be your common. I don't even see, for some of the couples, I don't see common things that they have in common, but I see maybe the characteristics that they want. Family, like Noah and Steve, they're really into their culture and families, and they're rooted in that. But for Alyssa and Steve, I see nothing. He says the rewards, Chris says that the rewards of a long life, the rewards are a lifelong loving marriage with a partner and best friend. There's no risk that he wouldn't take to get that. But I'm not sure that's going to work out like that for him. Alyssa's pre-wedding thoughts is, she is the last serious relationship she was in was 2 years ago. At 30, she expected to be engaged. She's gone on so many dates, put her wishes into the universe. She feels like her gut would tell her if this wasn't right, and she wants this to work, but going to have a realistic expectations about it. Hopefully he will be her husband forever. She needs a huge physical attraction, and personality are super important. For her to be physically attracted to him is really important. I really think that if physical attraction is really, really important to the person, then they shouldn't be matched on the show. Because the person could be the most beautiful person ever, and that doesn't mean that, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But I think that is the downfall. Like if somebody sees somebody and they're just not visually attracted to them, then that kind of messes up moving forward. It's hard for them to kind of get over that. Now, Jamie on season 1, she got over it, but I think that she is very different than a lot of people. So I don't know if, well, I don't think that Alyssa found Chris to be attractive, and I think that that's going to hinder the rest of their relationship. Chris wrote a pre-wedding card to Alyssa. I wonder if they all receive cards and gifts and they only like read them or show them, if it's pertinent to the story or if it adds value. Like last year, I know that we saw the gift that Johnny gave Val just because she didn't like it and she made judgments about him based on the gift. So I'm not sure if everybody got one, or I'm sure they did and then they just don't show it. But he wrote a beautiful note. He said, "To my future wife, to my future bride, while we have not met, we have shared an experience that no one but us will truly understand. From sharing our deepest desires to exposing our faults to strangers. We have spent days, weeks, months working towards this day. It is through an incredible number of correct decisions, twists, turns, and opportunities that we have both found each other at this destination today. I am grateful that you trusted your inner compass to guide you here today. May our journey lead us both to a lifetime of happiness with hope and happiness." And she really thought that that was great, thought it spoke to her, and her friends really loved it. And I wish she would have let that kind of carry her, or to see his personality, because I do think it was well written, beautiful, kind of eases your expectations and your thoughts about who you're going to meet. You think that they're at least a good person. They took that time to write a beautiful card. So I thought the card was beautiful. She decided to walk herself down the aisle because her dad can't walk very far, which is totally understandable. And she said that the reward is greater than the risk, so she is here for it. So it sounded like she was really, really ready to be married at first sight. Her friend gave her some interesting advice. She says she wants to see her be really positive and have really good energy and start everything on a high note. And I thought that was interesting because that makes me think, like, does Alyssa not have positive, not really positive? Because some people always see the glass as half full, half empty rather than half full. So that her friend reminded her, like, I really want you to have good energy and be really positive. I don't know if that says something about her normal personality, but Alyssa's response was, there needs to be physical attraction from the beginning. So she hopes she's attracted to him, his teeth, and hopes that he has nice teeth and a nice smile. That's really important. And if she sees a snaggle tooth, she will just say it was fun. So she is already conscious about his teeth and her response to that. And I think that this may not be the first time that she said that. So the experts, I feel like they know this stuff, and they know that when she sees him, that's going to be a reaction for him, which is very interesting because at the bachelorette party, Lindsay was talking about teeth and how that was really important to her. And Alyssa didn't really say anything. So I'm really surprised that now she's talking about somebody with a snaggle tooth, which he doesn't have a snaggle tooth, but he does have baby teeth that seems like they're smaller than, his mouth can hold. So I don't know, that I think that's going to be a turnoff to her because she has made such a big issue about it. And Alyssa seems very, very picky. So any little thing I think is going to turn her off, but especially something that she has driven home and now he has that very thing. But she says nothing's going to prevent her from going down the aisle no matter what. So Alyssa, it appears, nervous when she gets there, but I don't know if Alyssa was nervous or was she nervous because she did not like what she saw. I guess we'll never know unless she says whether she was just nervous because of the day and everything that comes with, or nervous because she didn't really get what she wanted, and first impressions mean a lot. Alyssa's friends and family wants Chris to know that he is incredibly lucky. She is a straight shooter and will have no problem telling you what's on her mind. She is honest and forthcoming, sometimes a little too much of both. Alyssa loves dogs, has a huge heart, and will make you feel honored and special each and every day. I don't know. I don't see honored and special going with forthcoming, straight shooter. I don't know, because sometimes that can come off a little brash and not really compassionate. But, we'll see how that works out. Chris's friends and family wants Alyssa to know that Chris is extremely goal-driven. He's a workaholic. So don't be afraid to encourage him to take a break. And he's searching for a woman he can grow with and share in life's greatest successes. That sounds like him. We then get to Chris's vows. He says that he's a big risk taker and he knows that a big risk leads to great rewards. He communicates his thoughts, feelings, desires, and will be vulnerable. He brings adventure, excitement, and ultimately joy to their lives. And not just hear, he won't just hear her, but listen to her words, her actions, and her feelings, and that he will earn trust. And I think those are great vows that he had. And I think that they will come in, like they will be needed in order for them to make it, because we see Alyssa's initial reaction. But I feel like if he can listen to her words, actions, and feelings, and be a little sympathetic to that, and try to earn her trust. I mean, I feel like even the first night that somehow in her mind, trust has been broken. So if he really has the attitude to earn her trust, it might work. Alyssa thanks him for signing up for the crazy adventure. She's trusting her gut and she's taken a leap of faith. She loves animals more than people. That was interesting. A lot of people do. She will always be honest and direct with him. She wear her heart on her sleeves. Treat him with kindness and respect, and treat each day, especially today, as a new adventure. So I hope she keeps that one. I hope she keeps that she will treat each day as a new adventure, because if she does, then the next day when they wake up, she can just kind of wipe the slate clean, start all over, and maybe they will have a chance. I really want them to make it. I really want all the couples to make it this season. So I hope that this episode is not an indication of how it's gonna go. I hope they can rebound. I hope they can bounce back. So on their 101, Chris thinks Alyssa is really attractive, beautiful, fantastic, crazy, and smells really good. And he sees the beginning of a spark. Alyssa reveals that her initials are ACE, which I was wondering because I saw that necklace, and the first thing I thought about is maybe she was in a sorority, and when she went through membership intake, she was the ACE, but I guess not. I guess that's her initials. Alyssa, I can't remember her middle or last name, but her initials are ACE. Chris tells her that he is a vice president of the New England Golf Association and he plays disc golf. He got that out right at the beginning. And Alyssa says that she will allow him to teach her, but she won't adopt that as her own, which I think is totally reasonable. And Alyssa says she works for social media marketing for a construction company and she rescues dogs, which is very interesting because later on she then says that he looks like a real estate agent. But I would think if she said, I'm a social media marketer for a construction company, she would then ask him, what do you do? So I can't really understand why they didn't have a conversation about what he did, because when she said he looked like a real estate agent, it sounded like that's what she thought and not like a fact that she knew. And then on Unfiltered, he alluded that he hadn't told her that he was a real estate agent. So I'm not sure. That was very interesting. Like, I don't know who says you look like a realtor or you look like a real estate agent. I'm not sure if that's a look. We then get to the pictures and Alyssa does not want to put her head on Chris's chest. And honestly, I think that's reasonable. Some people are not really cuddly. Her friends already said that she takes a while to warm up to people, and he is still a stranger. So I didn't have a problem with her not wanting to do that. And I didn't even have a problem with her saying that she wouldn't do it. But I don't know, something about her tone, something about the way she said it just sounded rude. And I'm not sure if it's the tone of her voice. I don't know. It's really interesting because I think that sometimes people I think when you come off as a straight shooter, that sometimes you do sound like you're being rude. So I'm not sure. Do I owe Chris an apology about the realtor thing? Because in the bachelor party, he said that he hopes that his wife is accepting of his job. And I laughed at him. I'm like, please, who would think like not accept a realtor? But I'm not sure. So Chris, if you're listening, I am very sorry, because you might have been right on this one. I don't know why Alyssa would not want to accept a realtor, but if I was wrong and you had a valid reason to be apprehensive about your profession, then I apologize. Then we see Alyssa and Chris at their reception. Chris is unsure if he is Alyssa's type. And finally, he wants to put it all together and give it everything he can to this person. He is really excited that it's Alyssa and that he now knows where to point his energy. And Alyssa lets him know that his opinion about where they'll live does not matter, which I thought that was very interesting. At the beginning, you're just like, your opinion doesn't matter. I think that could cause problems. I do like his response, because he was just like, okay, nice to know, but he really didn't go into it at that time. I think he's still kind of feeling her out. She does not give into peer pressure, so they are the only couple who don't participate in the tap your glass, give a kiss game, which I understand. I hate that game too, so I probably wouldn't. But again, it's not that Alyssa doesn't like it or doesn't do it, or it's just something about how she says it sounds really, really rude. I think at the reception is where we see Alyssa beginning to doubt the relationship, because I think the producers ask her, like, how do you think, or how are things going? She says, this is like a super long day. It's high stress situation. And if I'm going to be Chris's wife forever, I don't know. We've only known each other for a couple of hours at this point, and I don't think I can sit here right now and say like one thing or the other. I think I'll need like time to process everything that's happening and put it all together. So I don't know. I think that because most people are like hopeful and, they say positive things and they talk about if he's cute or not, but I feel like her answer was very general. It's been a super long day, and I don't know what I think right now. Chris talks to Alyssa's mom, and he is very concerned about whether she said anything about him. Does she like me? Does she say anything about me? And I don't know, I feel like that was just his insecurities coming out, or maybe he felt that she was not feeling him and was just trying to get a vibe from other people. But the mom says that her and Alyssa was dancing, and she told her that she really liked Chris, and Alyssa said she did too. So I'm not sure. She tells him Alyssa is a little stubborn, but she's sweet and kind and loves with a big heart. Chris also asked her if Alyssa had a really bad day, what does a bad day look like for her, and what can he do to help? I thought that was a great question. But the mom's answer was, the best thing would be to stay away. Give her space, let her rant and rave, don't say anything to her. And I feel like he kind of used that the night before. On the after party, Chris said he asked 3 different people that exact same question, and he got the exact same answer. So maybe that's just, she's a processor, and some people do fly off the handle, get it off their chest, and then come back later and kind of calm down. Alyssa's first impression is that he was kind. That's what she told his friends. Like, her first impression of him is that he is kind, which is fine. Seemed like she was searching for something to say, and if she said something nice, so that is cool. Chris's friends told Alyssa that Chris is a natural teacher. He loves to bring the best out of other people. So if he ever comes off condescending, he is coming from a place that he can teach that person something, or he's trying to teach himself something. I thought that was interesting. Either he's trying to teach you something or trying to teach himself something. So I don't know. I don't really see that as like a negative, like she took it. He is a teacher. He's coming off that way. But I don't know if you can be a condescending teacher. I don't know if those two kind of go together, but they said it is a learning process for him. So immediately he's trying to teach and help you become the best person that you can be. And I don't know if you really want that from your spouse to kind of be teaching you all the time, but I think that they were trying to say that it comes from a place of caring, but it may come off the wrong way, which is very interesting because I think that when Alyssa talks, that she comes off the wrong way. I think that Alyssa, when she talks, she comes off wrong, but that's not her intention. She's just trying to be a straight shooter forward, but it does come off to other people. So it's very interesting that she does not like what they said about Chris, which I feel like is a reflection of who she is personally. They said if there is an instance where Chris starts becoming overbearing and it feels like he's drilling down on something that either she has no interest in or it's just too much, for her to change the subject or ask follow-up questions to get him off into another subject because he likes monologues. And don't be afraid to stick to her guns, even if he says you're wrong, which I don't think that Alyssa would have an issue sticking to her guns, even if he's wrong. I think that Alyssa's personality could deal with Chris if this is how he is, a teacher going off. I think that she is a person, she doesn't give in to peer pressure. She stands up for herself. So I think that in terms of that type of personality, for them to be able to kind of maneuver within one another space as it relates to personality, I think that would be a good match. Alyssa says that she doesn't know if she could put up with that type of behavior. I think that is kind of straight shooter. I don't know. I think that they're very similar, and she sounds similar to that in my opinion, but maybe she doesn't feel that way. Again, Chris asked Alyssa's friends if she's into him. And they say that they think so. They like him. They think that Alyssa likes him. Their thoughts on Alyssa is that she will probably want to sleep by herself. She doesn't like to cuddle. She is not into physical affection, and she might be a little standoffish, but don't take it personally. So for that, I'm going to keep hope alive for Alyssa, because maybe this whole incident that happens at the end, she's already standoffish. She is not a cuddler. All these kind of things, she kind of takes time to warm up to someone. I'm going to keep hope alive for Alyssa, because I think that it may be just needing to get used to her behavior. And although I don't think that they make it, I don't think they're making it because of a lot of things that I see from production. Like, I don't see them in the flashbacks, we don't see them going to decision day. But I don't think I saw Michael and Jasmina going to decision day either. They don't have a picture in their apartment. That could be a strategy to kind of throw us off. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe production is not that creative in withholding that storyline back, and that they really just didn't make it. So I don't know. So that was the most for Alyssa and Chris until we get to the nightcap. We then go on to Elijah and Katina, and they were taking their wedding photos. Really cute poses. They seem very comfortable with each other. Then we have childish Elijah. He feels like he is so blessed, and he feels like his sins are forgiven because he got married. Like, all of his sins, is your sins are forgiven? I mean, I'm sure he's saying like she's so beautiful that he felt like the Lord didn't hold it against him, and now his sins are forgiven. I don't know. I don't think, let's just move on. I don't know. Let's just move on. Friends tell her that she may have to explain something once, twice, or 3 times before he understands it, and then gives you a real answer, because he generally protects himself. She needs to be patient with him because sometimes it takes a little extra. I don't know if I would want I don't know. To me, it sounded like he was slow. So you got to be extra patient. You got to say things 2 or 3 times which I still think that Elijah is not ready. I think that he is really childish. I could be wrong, but I don't think that he's ready. I don't think that he is matured to the point where he can handle a wife. But I don't know, some of the upcoming scenes seems like maybe he is ready and maybe she's not. So we'll see how this season plays out. But I thought that was a really interesting way to describe your friend, that you have to tell him 1, 2, or 3 times, and that he usually comes from a place of protecting himself and to be really patient. I think all of us needs a little patience, so not mad at that part. They also said that he's always gonna challenge you, to push you, to get you to be the best person that you can be, and he's gonna try to mold you into what he wants you to be. So now, this was the funniest part, when Elijah talks to Katina's mom, and he talks a mile a minute. He says that his mom is Irish, his father is Nigerian, he has good intentions, he's very vulnerable, he's open-hearted, gonna have patience, gonna communicate, he has ADHD, if a story is too long, only has 2 friends, no funny business, he's gonna be straightforward, he had the highest GPA on his old college football team, and he is honest. And then Katina's mom goes, is there a squirrel back there? And when he looks back, she just leaves him sitting at the table. I feel like she played him on his own game, because he says that he gets distracted if the story is too long, and his story was too long. She distracted him, and then she got out of Dodge very quick. So it's so funny. I don't know if that was like real or if they planted it, but it was really cute. Like, is that a rabbit over there? And then you like, she's gone. Yeah, so that was fun. I like when they interject humor into it, and it's not like all serious and all of that kind of stuff. And that was really cute. I thought that was funny. We then see Mark and Lindsay's reception. Lindsay thinks that Mark has a good character. Mark feels like Lindsay is a tough cookie, but she's got good energy, but he wants to see the lovable side. I think she's probably had some horrible relationships, so once she sees that he is really there for her, that he will be able to see the softer side. He's excited to see her when she is quiet. I don't know if Lindsay is ever quiet. I mean, she talks to her plants and stuff like that, so I don't know if Lindsay has a really quiet moment. Lindsay's family encourages him to stay on Lindsay's good side. They don't want to get on her bad side. And then Mark asks her dad for permission to marry her, and that was really, really sweet. We then see Jasmina and Michael's reception. Michael shares that he has long work hours during the week, that he gets up at about 4 and he's home by 7:30 p.m. each night. And then his Saturdays, his weekends are kind of sporadic. Jasmina didn't seem like she was really excited about that. But Michael's sisters then pinned Jasmina with a breast cancer pin to welcome her to the family. And she was about to cry. I was about to cry. It was very, very, very sweet. I love that they continue to remember their mom. I think that is wonderful. Jasmina's mom encourages Michael to communicate, and that quiet is not good for Jasmina. I think that is very good advice. I think that Jasmina is a communicator, and that being quiet is not going to work for her. She wants to know your feelings and thoughts and kind of talk it through. I thought that was excellent advice. I think that's great advice for any married couple, but I think especially because she understands who her daughter is, and I think she gave him some valuable feedback. The night comes to an end, and each couple enjoyed their journey back to their hotel. I love that each couple had their unique exit. Mark and Lindsay, they had bubbles. Jasmina and Michael, they had sparkles. Noe and Steve, they had a carriage. And Alyssa and Chris, they had the back of a pickup truck. I really liked that everybody had their own like little unique, and it wasn't cookie cutter weddings. They all get ready for bed and all cuddle except Chris and Alyssa. Then we find out that Alyssa is uncomfortable and does not want to sleep in the same room with Chris. She literally said that she was scared to sleep in the room with him. Alyssa said that people who are pushy and condescending is a turnoff for her, which honestly I think would be a turnoff for anybody. So I don't fault her for that. What I thought was interesting is that Alyssa said that in the elevator, Chris said that she was his side piece. She did say maybe that was a little immature and maybe that was not normally what he would say, but he's not her type and she doesn't feel comfortable sleeping in the same room, and she doesn't see any characteristics that she asked for. I'm not mad at her about that though. He is a stranger, and if he said that, I'm not sure I would want to stay in the same room with him either. That I'm his side piece. Like, I don't know, what are you going to do to me once we get to that room? I actually believe that she was on board with the whole situation, but that was just too much for her. I think that the odds were already stacked against him, but she was going to move forward. So strike one, she did not like how he looked when she got to the altar. Strike two, he had no evidence of being anything country. Strike three, his friend says that he is condescending. And then strike four, he makes an unflattering comment in the elevator about me being his side piece. I don't know. He said he was trying to be on his best behavior on Unfiltered. He said he was trying to really impress her and be on his best behavior, but I think that's very inappropriate. I don't think that is your best behavior. And I don't think that's what you say to somebody who is getting ready to go and spend the night in a room with you, who does not know you. I think, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that Alyssa was on board in the beginning, but I think that probably just threw her, because they rode together in the truck and she seemed like she was fine. When they got in the truck, they was kind of holding hands. It seemed like she was fine. Probably disturbed because she didn't like his looks. She didn't like what they said, but kind of moving on. But I think that when he said that was just the camel who broke the straw's back. She then tells Chris that things didn't sit right with her and that she felt like they just needed to get some sleep. I do like that she approached him and apologized for having him sit there. And I'm really glad that she was vague on what the issue was. I don't think that would have been a good conversation for them to just sit there back and forth and have the conversation then, after they had been up already for so long. So I am really glad that she was just kind of vague about. I'm really glad that she was just kind of vague about what she was upset about, so that they wouldn't sit there and hash out the conversation at that point and they could both kind of sleep on it. But oh my God, I am sure that was a long night for Chris. For you to sit there and somebody says that something during the day didn't sit right with them, and you just play over and over and over and over in your head what you said, what you did. That probably was a very long night for him. So I hope he was really tired and just couldn't stay awake and just had to go to sleep, because that would have been nerve-wracking had it been me. On the after show, he did indicate that he spoke to his friends and they believe they described him accurately, and so they're still really good friends, and he thinks that what they said was fine. I actually blame the experts though. It does not appear that they really took into consideration what Alyssa was looking for, and she said she didn't get anything that she asked for. And personally, I still believe that they matched them based on them both having different hobbies. I hope that Alyssa can give Chris a chance. I still think they can make it. Like I said in my last video, bad teeth are easy to fix. You can fix them in a heartbeat. So if that's the only thing, the fact that he's condescending It sounds like he would be willing to work on different characteristics that he has that his wife does not want. I really think that all the clips that production is leaving out in terms of Alyssa and Chris, I hope that it is to keep us in suspense. I hope that they have strategically planned this for us to guess that they didn't make it, and that they be like the shining star couple that we just like, oh my God, they worked it out and got along. I hope that they are like Jamie and Beth, because they had such a hard time during the season, but they are happily married and they figured out how to work it out in the end. So they could be an outstanding couple like Jamie and Beth, and that would be awesome. Well, that puts another episode in the books. What stood out for you? Who do you think will weather the storm? Do you think Alyssa should have been scared to sleep in the same room with Chris? Let's talk about it in the comments below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, live with intention. Be intentional.